Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest. We are in the last few days of January, busiest time of the year for me, the last few days of January, April, October, and July, because a plethora of companies are releasing interesting financial results, particularly when it comes to the previous quarter. So we see Appendix 4Cs, Appendix 5Bs, and a lot of activity reports being released by mining companies, including the biggest mining companies in the world. For instance, BHP has released their activity report for the past quarter. Now, for those bigger mining companies, more than likely when they release their activity report, you won't see much fluctuation in the share price. Their activity report won't surprise the market. But sometimes a mining company, even a bigger mining company, can surprise the market either to the upside or downside when they release their quarterly activity report. And you'll see a response in the share price. And that is exactly what has happened to Gold Road Resources. The company released their activity report on the 29th of January, and the market absolutely hated it. In fact, the share price down 18.4%. Share price closed at $1.40. Not only that, a fair bit of short-term negative sentiment has driven the share price of this company down from $2 to $1.40. That's a 30% drop in share price in just about 1 month. So the point of me doing, or the catalyst for me doing this video, is this share price drop, the market reaction to their activity report. So I'm going to have a look at the activity report just to see if there is potential the market has overreacted. So this is a gold producing company. They have operations in Australia. Not only is this a gold producing company, they also have some interesting investments, including 19.9% holding in De Grey Mining. I believe the valuation of their holdings, or their investment holdings overall, is about $430 million. So let's have a look at Gold Road Resources Activities Report, their presentation for the last quarter, to see if we can understand why the market has punished this company. So what I'm going to show you right now is found on page 4 of their presentation, December quarter summary. In fact, we get some really good clues and a better understanding why the share price is down 18.4% just by looking at this particular table. The things I usually want to look at in these sort of tables is gold produced, how much they sold the gold for, and all-in staining costs. Now, because we can follow the price of gold, or whatever commodity a company is selling, in this case gold, because we can follow that quite easily during the quarter, we shouldn't be surprised to how much they have sold their gold for. For instance, in this particular quarter, Gold Road Resources sold their gold an average sales price of 3,040 Australian dollars per ounce, which was the highest compared to the previous 3 quarters. So we also have the last 4 quarters of history here. Well, actually, the last 3 quarters, not including the most previous quarter, the December quarter. But the things I want to focus on is gold produced, which was the lowest in the past year. Seems like if you look at ore mined and waste mined, they're not extracting as much gold from what they are mining. And the next thing I want to look at is all-in staining costs. So gold produced down, all-in staining costs has risen, and has risen significantly. And that is concerning. And this is most likely one of the reasons why the share price has been punished. For instance, if we look at the all-in staining cost profile over the past year, we can see it's gone up from 1,399 Australian dollars per ounce in the March quarter, up to $1,620, $1,682 in September quarter, up to $1,973 in the December quarter. That is a significant rise in all-in staining costs over the past year. In fact, you could say it's almost risen 50% in the past year. And on top of that, they have sold less gold. Now, if we go further into this presentation, that does have an effect on a few things, but I won't get into that right now. But one of the things I want to understand is why has the all-in staining cost increased over the past quarter? So they've mentioned here, all-in staining cost guidance increased. This is for 2024 with increased material movement. So straight away, we also get a sense that the guidance has changed in regards to all-in staining costs. They've increased it. They have changed their guidance. This is sort of like a profit downgrade. And this has probably added to the negative sentiment in this company, that the all-in staining costs guidance has increased. And in fact, it has increased to between $1,900 and $2,050 per ounce for financial year 24. And that is a significant increase on financial year 23. In fact, if we go to the a presentation they released on the 14th of November 2023, they actually do talk about, in this particular announcement, they actually do talk about Gold Road, a low-cost producer. So it looks like they can't really say that anymore because all-in sustaining costs have increased significantly compared to financial year 23. In fact, in financial year 23, they might have guidance here. So here it is, outlook for financial year 23. 2023 all-in sustaining cost guidance between 1,540 and 1,660. So all-in sustaining costs for this company have exploded from 2023 to 2024. That is one of the reasons why the share price has been absolutely hammered on the 29th of January 2024, is because of this change in guidance for financial year 24 in regards to all-in sustaining costs. And this has had an effect on the valuation of the company. It's now 1.5 billion. And if we have a look at the chart, this chart is actually really interesting. So if you have a look at the weekly chart for Gold Road Resources, the share price has been in uptrend since about 2013. Share price back in 2013 was 8.7 cents. Actually, in fact, as low as about 4 cents in July 2013. So the share price of this company has gone from about 4 cents to $1.39. So a beautiful uptrend here. In fact, you could even argue, just by looking at this weekly chart, whenever the share price falls below the 150-week moving average, which is this solid blue line, that's the time to think about buying shares in this company. But you could also look at the last about 4 years. Share price is going sideways. Now, the other thing you'll notice here is when the share price gets to about $2, that's the time to think about selling. So it got to $2 back in July 2020, got to $2 back in May 2023, and 1 month ago got to $2, and then the share price completely sold off. In fact, the share price again has dropped 30% since the share price reached $2 back on late December 2023. The other interesting thing about the chart right now is the share price on the 29th of January is a really bearish one-day counterstick. In fact, the low of the day equals the closing price of the day. That's a really bearish sign when you see the low of the day the same price as the closing price of the day. That's why you see one solid red candlestick here. There's no shadow to below that body, which means, again, the low is equal to the closing price of the day. But in saying that, where the share price did close at $1.40, in fact, $1.39.5, was the lows we saw back in February and March of 2023. So there is a bit of support right at $1.40. So possible trade with this company, particularly if you think it is oversold, is maybe there will be a bounce because the share price is at a support level and it might be oversold. So there could be a bounce in Gold Road Resources share price over the next few days. That remains to be seen. I am not going to trade with this right now because there is a fair bit of negative sentiment, and this one-day candlestick is quite a bearish one-day candlestick. I think that's all I'm going to talk about when it comes to Gold Road Resources activity report and why the share price has dropped 18% in 1 day. A fairly negative activity report and a change in guidance in regards to all-in sustaining costs. And the market doesn't like that at all. If you have any questions about this company, I'd love to hear it. So leave those in the comment section of this video, particularly if you're a shareholder of Gold Road Resources. I'd like to hear your opinion on this activity report and what you think of management and the company. So leave those in the comment section. Otherwise, that's all I've got about this video. All I want to say, and don't forget, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who's qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.